Let's talk about discouragement. Everybody gets discouraged. I bet you do too. I know I do. And the problem is, as we get older, we get discouraged because we don't know how much time we have left. And whatever it is we're trying to do, we want to do it now because we don't know if there's going to be a tomorrow. It was always like that, but as we get older, it becomes more and more apparent to us. So if you're feeling a little discouraged, you're not alone. So whatever you do, if you're feeling discouraged, don't give up. Don't quit. Just keep doing what you're trying to do. And if it's meant to be, it'll happen. Part of the problem is people don't really truly understand how long it takes to do just about anything. They plan for X amount of time and it takes X plus amount of time, and people get impatient. They get discouraged. That's kind of normal. And when you're working online, especially if you're new to it, there's a learning curve and it takes longer. If you're anything like me, I'm not the whippersnapper I used to think I was, and it takes longer for me to absorb information, and I don't retain it like I used to. Sometimes, excuse me, most of the time I have to go back and review more than once. Used to be able to just take everything the first time. It's not like that anymore. It takes a longer time, and that's just the way it is. The truth is, early effort rarely shows visible results. And a lot of times people quit before they give themselves a full chance to succeed. They want results now, and the real problem is their expectation doesn't match a realistic timeline. We've lived long enough that we want results to really mean something. We're less patient about trial and error, and energy margins aren't unlimited. They used to feel that way, but they're not that way anymore. Failure feels heavier because we think we should know better. But the truth is, if you don't know, you don't know. It doesn't matter your age. And if it takes longer, it takes longer. We've got time. We don't know how much time, but we've got time. And it doesn't do any good to beat yourself up or be hard on yourself. Take your time. Enjoy the process. And just because you can't see progress doesn't mean it isn't happening. It's just happening slower than you expect. And it's not as visible as you would like, at least not yet. Again, don't give up. Let's talk about consistency. It doesn't mean intensity. It doesn't mean getting upset. It means showing up in small ways and to keep showing up even when you don't feel like it, even when you feel discouraged, even if you've failed. There's really no such thing as true failure. The only true failure is quitting. And it means not quitting when things are quiet. Consistency isn't heroic. It's ordinary. And that's why it works. I personally have had lots and lots of trials and error. And I don't need to get into all of them, but I can tell you I've gone pretty low. I've been in bankruptcy. I've been divorced, not once, but twice. I can go on, and I don't want to make it sound like poor me because that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I had to learn from those errors, those mistakes, those setbacks, and I had to keep going. I went back to school at age 48. I didn't finish my degrees, including a BA and a master's degree, until I was 55. I didn't start teaching until I was 52. I'm almost 72. And I will probably be teaching for the rest of my life in some way, shape, or form. So my point is, I didn't give up. I felt like it a lot of times, and I felt like I had failed. But as I said a little while ago, the only true failure is quitting. And I didn't do that. I I took my lumps and I got back up and I tried again, and eventually I got it. I didn't get everything right. I'm still not getting everything right, but I've gotten better and I keep getting back up on the horse. That's what it takes. So in other words, I'm still at it. I'm not past it. I'm not past anything. I plan to be around for a while. Again, I don't know for how long, but I'm going to do the best I can for as long as I can. If someone is thinking about quitting, pause. Don't decide. Just pause. Try again in a little while, or maybe tomorrow. Revisit expectations, not your effort. Staying a little longer often changes everything. Sometimes the light just goes on. Sometimes your luck changes, whatever the case may be, if you just stay with it. But you need to learn when to maybe take a break, pause, like I said. So quitting isn't always a decision. It's usually a reaction. You don't have to react today. Most people quit. Most people don't quit because they can't do it. They quit because they can't see what's happening, and they think it's not happening the way they believe it should, in the time they think it should. So the bottom line is, hang in there, keep going, don't quit. Have a good day.